Finally, the third point is for debt repayment. We suggest that in terms of debt repayment, that for students that have problems in repayment, that the new program that has been put in place in Nova Scotia, the Enhanced Repayment Program, be adopted by New Brunswick. This program has the effect that if your revenues, if the graduate revenues are not large enough, then the amount that has to be repaid is lowered. And there is a sunset clause, which is that after 15 years, the debt is forgiven. So this is, again, another measure that should help students repaying their debt. Those measures in total will cost something like $16 million at the moment. And to finance that, we recommend that the government, just delete the $2,000 upfront grant that is given at the moment, as well as the cashback program. The cashback program is not efficient. We have discussed that all the time, and many people have told us about that. If only because to really benefit, to fully benefit from the cashback program, you have to have high income. So instead, I mean, if you have high income, then you are able to repay your debt, and it's not a very adequate program. As for the 2000 upfront grant, what we heard from many people, including students, is it is not focused to the needy students. So it's a program that is, furthermore, it is not, if you're a college student, you do not have access to this kind of program. So at the moment, we say to the government, you should close down those or transition those programs and adopt the new programs that we suggest. So those are basically our recommendation in terms of student aid. We have benefited a lot from the student point of view in arriving at those conclusions, at those recommendations. So maybe I will leave the last word to my colleague.
Thank you very much, Jacques. Two other points, and then we'll open it up to questions. One is, as a result of kind of the emergence of the new economy, we see increased role for graduate studies and research. We see the coordination of that occurring with UDM and UNB, but that the research spread all over the province. This is why there was funding in the both, at least our recommendation, there'll be funding both in the formula, direct grants of NSERC and CFI matching grants, and as well special startup and centers of excellence that will largely be associated with research. The last item is just making people aware that one of the focuses was to try to increase access within the province. We're currently sitting as a province, about 55% of the population goes on to post-secondary education. Most projections say it really ought to be in the 75% range, and it ought to be there fairly soon. And some of the new economies, it's more like 90%. So trying to improve capacity within the college system, improve capacity both in the polytech and the university systems by trying to increase funding for student aid so that some of the financial barriers are removed, and also by trying to ensure that the credits earned are transferable throughout life and across the system. And just one closing comment, because I've seen it in the newspaper. The proposal we make, in fact, is saying not only should the degree programs at UNBSJ stay, they should actually grow. There is no recommendation to limit or reduce the degree programs as part of the Polytechnic. If, again, you take a chance to look at the way polytechnics are structured, you will find they have huge degree offerings. What is common about them are those 7 principles that I talked about before.